still button, and it'll turn those down, and then go to off right here. That's off and still. And then you can pause.
We're live, so everyone is aware. Remember what number? That's it. Getting hotter every day. Yeah. Silver, but not pot. Silver awesome. Yeah, silver awesome.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Vernon County Judge Brian Wilson. I now call this Vernon County Commissioner meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. The time is now 9:01. We're going to do, if you would join me this morning in the invocation and the pledges to our flags, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for being helping us to be the kind of people that would bring honor, and not only just individuals, but as a community. Help us to be the kind of place that we honor each other, respect each other, and give your grace to each other and walk humbly. And be with us, help us to make wise decisions. We're so grateful for your involvement in our lives, individually and corporately. And just God bless Texas and God bless Vernon County. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honoring the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right. It looks all up. Okay. Does it sound like it's on? All right. So I'm going to take things a little bit out of order because of some special requests by elected officials to some events that are transpiring. So I go ahead and call agenda item number 12. Discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the following: the Vernon County Historical Courthouse, the planning grant application for the Texas Historical Commission for the Burnett County Courthouse based on an estimated construction cost of $8,971,544. The county must select one of the following options. And so, do we have Blair here? Okay, yes. Blair, do you want to do this, or you want me to take it first and go from there? How would you like? Okay, I'll go ahead and start. All right, so if you'll turn to item number 12, you'll see that we have an approved master plan that's was done several years ago. I don't remember the exact year, but it's standing in the Texas Historical Commission archives as an approved master plan. And so there's a new grant, a call for grant applications, and this would be the planning grant. I want to be clear, this is not a construction grant. It's to do the engineering, architect, MEP, the mechanical engineering and plumbing to figure out what we need to do in this role. And the three options, and if I say this wrong, just shake your head or whatever. The three options that fit within our planning grant, our master plan, are these three options. Now, we don't have to decide today. The application is due in early May, but what we need to start getting the architect that we're working with, architects, is to start honing in on which way we want to go. And so the three options that are here is on option one is where we would restore the courthouse just like it is with the clerk's office, fix the basement. The basement is still leaking. It's still major problems with plumbing and things like that. But Blair and Nicole Westhoff were able to identify with the Historical Commission, because the addition, the basement and the clerk's office was done 50 years ago, that now falls under the Historical Commission's restoration level. So we could restore this courthouse exactly with the clerk's office, the basement underground, and the core portions of it as is, and still fall fully under the Texas Historical Commission. So that's option one. Option two is where we would restore the courthouse, tear out the upper floor of the clerk's office, redo the entire clerk's office underground, and then so on the outside it would look like the original courthouse. That kind of, I guess it's kind of an age, right? And then option three would be to tear out the clerk's office and the basement too. I forgot the. Go ahead.
Option 3 would be a full restoration, which would be bringing it back to its original 1937 architectural design and finding a new home then for county clerk's office.
I would say that means we lose space. That's
Yes.
not what we need to do.
Okay. So again, I put it on to vote on, but at the same time, I just want to make sure that if we could eliminate one of the options, we could give the architect some focus. So, all right,
Cue clerk.
yeah.
Vicenta Stafford, County Clerk. I am asking that y'all please don't put the county clerk's office in the basement. Seeing about 90% of the customers that come through these doors come to my office, that would kind of be a disservice to the constituents. So if you're just going to eliminate one today, I'm asking you to eliminate the one that would put the county clerk's office downstairs. I also briefly looked at it, and I don't like the fact that the new way would only have us one exit, which would be the front door. We currently have 2 exits in case active shooter, whatever it may be. When that was added in, it was we were looking at our staff as well to not be trapped in somewhere, especially to be trapped downstairs in a basement. So that's my request for that.
Thank you.
In option one, I'm sorry, are you through?
No, go.
I didn't mean to interrupt. In option one, we have determined now that the 1974 edition is old enough to qualify and will not hurt us in the scoring on the grant. Is that correct? Okay. Well, option one, we spent untold amount of money revamping the clerk's office the last few years, and so for us to lose any option that loses space is not an option to me. I think that we're already short on space. I think the clerk's office works well in the format that it sits today, and it would be my preference to use option one if that keeps the addition.
If that's a motion, I'll second it.
Well, can I take public comment? And,
Oh, yeah,
and then we'll do that if you don't mind.
Sure.
Is there any public comment on this issue?
It's ridiculous to put any office downstairs.
Just state your name for the.
Irving Zimmerman.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Zimmerman.
Because
All right.
in this day, you don't want to trap anybody in the building downstairs.
Sure.
It's just not fair to the people that work there.
All right, thank you. Any other public comment? Okay, I'll close public comment. I think then I guess we can go ahead. I mean, I put it on the agenda to vote on, so if we actually focus it into one.
Leela? Ms. Gore, do you have anything?
Do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, I really think the one where we can rehabilitate the whole thing, restore the entire thing, including the 74 edition, is the best.
Okay, that's Ms. Leela Gore for the record.
Leela Gore.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm just stating for the record while I've got the mic over here. So thank you.
Just to make sure, did Commissioner Dockery, you liked option one? Is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. That rehabs the courthouse in its current format.
Yeah, and I really want to thank the Historical Commission and Nicole Westhoff for taking the initiative to really go back and dig up and find these, make sure that we were covered, because it seems, all right, now close public comment, now motion and discussion. So.
For the grant, for the planning grant, our part, county share for option one is $496,236.
Correct.
Do we have that in the budget?
This is for 27.
Okay.
So
we can work it in.
We will have to figure that out later, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, the grant's due in May, and then it'll be starting in September or October. I think the state starts September, but we can work in our match ahead of time.
Gotcha.
So, but we can do an October 1st start for our budget, for our part. Okay, so any motions you want?
I'd make a motion to exercise option one.
Okay.
I'll second.
Option one, Commissioner Dockery is moved and Commissioner Byerly is seconded. Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Thank you.
Have fun.
You're not going to be called the mole.
I just want to say, us guys down in the basement, it's not too bad. And I like to call it the lower level suites, if we could. That's
All right. So no more instead of basement. Okay, got it. We'll put that on the record, and it's permanently recorded. So, lower luxury suites. How about that? Does that work out
That's
better?
even better.
Okay. All right. I call agenda item number 17, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action. I'm still out of order regarding approval of the Burnett County Treasurer's monthly report, December 2025. Is there any public comment on this issue? Okay. I close public comment.
Good morning.
Madam Treasurer.
Carrie Crownover, Burnett County Treasurer. Reporting December 2025 totors. We had beginning cash and investments balance of $69,534,077.11. We received $8,310,639.64. Interest earnings for December of 25 were $210,249.43. We dispersed a total of $6,208,194.65. leaving us with a month-ending cash and investments balance of $71,813,648.58. Donations received for December were to vet rides for $1,444.
Great. All right, I've already done public comment. Do I hear a motion to approve the Vernon County Treasurer's monthly report?
Move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Byerly has moved and Commissioner Luther has seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 18. Discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the acceptance of the Vernon County Treasurer's quarterly investment report, Q1 2026. Is there any public comment on this agenda item? Okay, I close public comment. Madam Treasurer.
Okay, so if you took a glance at the quarterly report, it's been revamped just a little bit for FY26, just to be a little bit more detailed in some areas, just to kind of put some numbers together for you so you don't have to keep flipping back and forth. But the recap page has remained the same. So on that, the quarter ending December 31st, 2025, we ended with a total cash and investments balance of $71,813,648.58, with our total quarterly interest earnings being $669,203.17. For the quarterly average interest rate earnings was listed at the bottom with an average of about 4.09%. If you flip to page 6, that's kind of the main page that I changed a little bit just so y'all could see by fund the total amount invested in our pool accounts so that it's all together for you. And then I also added a graph chart of our CD maturities so you could see by quarter what we're going to be maturing out to the next 2 years that we're approved to invest in CDs in. And then, of course, I left by pool account also the fund balances and the total interest earnings by pool account.
Great.
So just a little bit more detail.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to accept the Vernon County Treasurer's quarterly investment report?
Move for approval.
Second.
Commissioner Luther has moved and Commissioner Dockery has seconded. Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Okay. All right. Now we're going to jump back to our regular scheduled agenda. I'll take, thank you. Call agenda item number 3, pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.07, the Vernon County Commissioners Court Rules of Decorum, and any person may make a comment on any item not appearing on the agenda today. Any comments made will not be deliberated on by the Commissioners Court during this public comments agenda item. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes per person. Does anyone wish to make a public comment about an item that's not appearing on the agenda today?
Morning, Charlie Parker.
Good morning.
Just trying to keep some tabs on how much money this court goes through in the last 11 months. Some high points from March 2025 till now. $900,000 for voting machines that were objected to by everyone in the court that morning. $1.1 million for remodeling the courthouse annex building. Another $1 million for new fiber optic cable and IT building equipment. And on this particular list here that they just voted on, $1.7 million, $1.7 million for various spending at the upcoming meeting. That's today's meeting. If my math is correct, these numbers add up to $4.7,1,200,000 in 11 months. That number does not represent a total of all money spent by the court in those 11 months under the guidance of the unelected bureaucrat Brian Wilson. $1 million here, $1 million there, pretty soon you're talking about a lot of money. Easy to spend when it's not your money.
Okay, any other comments for items not on the agenda? Okay, I close public comment. Call agenda item number 4, discussion with the Burnett County Commissioners Court and the county attorney, county civil attorneys, and/or the county attorney in accordance with the Texas Government Code 551071, consultation with attorney, discuss confidential attorney-client privilege matters, anticipated litigation, and other legal matters pertaining to the Burnett County's response to the Bell County East to Big Hill 765 kilovolt transmission, including legal analysis and applicability of Chapter 391 Local Government Code, formation of a 391 commission. And I'm going to hold the public comment until we come back, and then we'll do that once. So for all of the 3 items that are related to each other. So we're going to go into an executive session. Do we have any idea? Where'd Margaret? Oh, there you are. 20, 30 minutes? Yeah, okay. And then, the time is now 9:20. We're going to go into executive session, and then our plan is to be back in about 20 or 30 minutes probably, but we'll reconvene shortly. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.
But it's still.
One more thing for the record.
Welcome back.
We lost our
Historian?
block.
Yeah, up the little block that we had in the.
Got any sweet and low packets?
Well, somebody else last before.
Okay. Time is now 10:05. Oops. The time is now 10:05, and I call the meeting back into order. Reconvene in open session. I call agenda item number 6, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the Burnett County response to Bell County East to Big Hill 765 kilovolt transmission project, LCRA Encore electric line, directing the Burnett County judge to identify governmental entities with which to form a 391 commission. Is there any public comment on this agenda item?
I'm Nancy Farnsworth, and I'm a citizen of our beautiful Burnett County, and I'm here to please encourage you to be an intervener against the proposed 765 kV transmission power line, should the opportunity arise, and to please start a 391 commission for Burnett County. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Anyone else?
Hi, good morning. Mia Surratt. Let me get I wrote this down, I didn't print it out today. Okay, so I wanted to just bring up one thing. I know we have talked a lot about what counties are and are not affected by this currently. In the most recent filing, the Dinosaur to Longshore, it hasn't been filed yet. They closed the public comment and they have requested to open a docket, but the amendment application has not been loaded into that docket. Now, one thing that we noticed is in the amendment application docket, now we have not seen the lines and we have not seen the map or anything, but in the amendment application docket, there are 4 counties listed in that docket that were not included in the study area. So in the original proposal. So those were Borden, Jones, Stevens, and Shackelford. There were also 2 counties that were in the study area that did not have routes going through them that now do. And those were Hamilton and Bosque. So I know that we have talked at length about Llano, Burnett, City of Burnett, Marble Falls. I don't know. I know we haven't even taken a vote yet. But I do, just for the public's awareness and for you guys, I don't know if you'd seen it yet, want to point out that just because they are so close and there is such a good chance that they could very likely be included. And I know that would involve working with, candidates, since there's going to be a changeover in March, which I think is doable. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that information in case you guys hadn't seen it. From what I've heard from people in the industry, it's pretty rare that they go outside of the study area. So I do think there is a potential for a lot of change with these lines, and I just want to bring that up. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. All right, I'll go ahead and close public comment. So on the agenda today is the willingness, we've consulted with council and considered what our possible options are and what the effectiveness and also there's a lot of issues about how we would coordinate if we created a commission. We've got our legal counsel, and then under the rules of professional responsibility for attorneys, there's you have to know who your client is and stay in your lane within the client. So there's all kinds of complexities that if we, as the Commissioners Court, have an attorney and then we create a body that then has its own attorney, but we're all working for the same thing. So these are some things that we really have to sort out. They're very complicated. Also, there's a little bit of a misnomer about the 391 Commission and what its full responsibilities are. A lot of people have said that it forces every state agency to work directly with the 391. That's not, I actually went ahead and put the language, asked Margaret to put the language. I worked for years in the criminal courts, and when there's a shall, Judge Keller, the presiding officer of the Court of Criminal Appeals, says shall means shall and must is something else, and so these words mean a lot. But when you put a shall in front of a squishy, then you just undermine the entire shall. Shall means a magistrate or a person arrested shall be, in my world, working with indigent defense, shall be magistrated within 48 hours. There's no squishy in that. But when you say shall, state agencies shall, to the greatest extent possible, well, that's a different animal. So I don't want anybody to have the feeling that if this Commissioners Court with some other governmental entities creates a 391, that the state agency shall have to do something other than to the greatest extent possible, work with that entity. So I think it's an oversell, but I still think it's the right thing for Burnett County to do. Is there any other discussion or any other motion that anybody wants to take at this point?
I don't know. I think this will probably turn into a motion, but I'll go ahead and make a motion that we, like it says here, sorry, where'd it go?
Direct.
Yeah, to direct the county judge to identify the governmental entities with which to form a 391 commission. I would like to be added to that for you and I have an email started with Llano County and the City of Burnett to coordinate a meeting so that we can do it at one time. and try to be more efficient in getting this going and trying to find those partners. If we want to add some, I'm going to put that, if you want to call Marble Falls, and if we can get the meeting set and they can attend.
Yeah, and can I, before you make your motion, can I just go off on that real quick? And in the packet, under agenda item number 6, is that right? Yeah. I did put some of the other things that a 391 could be used for. The plan, so keep in mind, we're creating it for one purpose, but the reality is, and that we were identifying is there's lots of important issues affecting Burnett County that this might be useful for us. The planning of transportation system, adequate street utility, health, education, recreation, and other essential facilities provided by communities, areas, and regions grown. The needs of agriculture, business, and industry are recognized in the 391. Healthful surroundings for families. Okay, so there's lots of other things. While we might be doing it for this purpose in response to a power line, I don't want to lose focus that planning and organization on these kind of issues are critical for our county if we're going to have something that looks like Burnett County in 10, 15, 30 years from now. So. And anyway, it goes on with the rest of the list, but thank you for that.
Okay, so I'll turn it into a motion. I don't know if you're keeping track at the beginning, but I do make a motion that you and I work together, coordinate the meeting with the city of Burnett and Llano, and anybody else that Marble Falls, invite the others,
okay.
Have that meeting, and then come back to the next court, hopefully with a partner or two to form the commission.
Okay. Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the Burnett County Judge and Commissioner 2, Precinct 2, Byerly, will identify governmental entities with which to form a 391 commission and report back to the first available Commissioner's Court. Does that sound, did I say that right?
I think so.
Okay. All right, and seconded by Commissioner Luther. We've already taken public comment. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 7, discuss and consider and take appropriate action regarding the selection of a law firm to contract with Burnett County Commissioners Court General Counsel, budgeted from line, it says on the agenda 100-4090-494, but that correct item is, that was a typo, 4990. So it should be from line 100-4090-4990 in the amount not to exceed $20,000. Is there any public comment on this issue?
Claire Nybro, Burnett County voter, taxpayer, interested person. I did send you an email, so thank you for clarifying that. I thought it would be 4980 for non-departmental unallocated. What's the name of the fund, that 4990?
I'm sorry, I don't have it here. The budget's in the other room. So, but it was the one that the auditor had suggested. So just a typo. Thank you. Okay. Any other public comment? Okay. I close public comment. So as you know, right now we have no general counsel under the Texas Government Code. Our county attorney will sit in and provide assistance as needed. But a few weeks ago, we went out and decided for me to try to locate a temporary general counsel to serve until we can either hire somebody. We talked about the different options. I did work with the county attorney and our legal counsel at the time to rewrite the job description and clarify. So we've reposted that as a part-time 20-hour a month position. But we haven't received any applications as of yet. And so this is a stopgap measure under the Texas Government Code. So we put out, I notified the County Judges and Commissioners Association, General Counsel. I notified Randy Levitt, our former General Counsel, part-time General Counsel, went out and notified several. He was in some conferences, and I interviewed I only got 2 responses to our inquiries, and one of them is here today. It's the one that I recommend that we use until we can either find somebody or find another long-term solution for our general counsel. And I have with me Mr. Philip Arnold, is that right? Yes. Okay, two first names. Always way to confuse me. It could be Arnold Philip, but anyway. So thank you for coming. And so do you want to tell us a little bit about your firm and then just, and I think I've placed the, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Commissioners, thank you for having me here. I work for Bickerstaff, Heath, Delgado, and Acosta. We've been a law firm in Texas since 1980, founded by Steve Bickerstaff and Bob Heath. Mr. Bickerstaff passed away years ago. Mr. Heath's still practicing. We represent counties, school districts, cities, water districts, river authorities, all different kinds of governments, including the state of Texas in some capacities. We are primarily a government law firm, primarily representing local governments. We have various agreements similar to what we would propose doing for Burnett County with other counties across the state, essentially providing legal advice as needed. And in some capacities, we are, the city attorney for the city of Lakeway, for example, and that may be more involved where somebody goes to every single city council meeting and is there in I would say a everyday capacity, and we are capable of doing that for Burnett County if you would like, or kind of an ad hoc basis as needed to help review agenda items or advise on particular legal issues that may come up. And if you all have any questions for us about what we do and who we are, let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So one of the things that in interviewing your folks was that you specialize in quite a few different counties, as opposed to some of the other firm that I was more city or school board or other kind of governmental entities, and so commissioners, what I envision and Mr. Arnold and I have talked a little bit about is we have an agenda item that needs to open up the time that we have approval for. Being a little bit more advanced, but then also have a dedicated review for the agendas a little more in advance. It seems like so much of the time since I became judge, it's with the filing period so close to the filing period. In other words, when you can submit agenda items is so close that a lot of times we've had numerous meetings where we've had to set aside 2, 3, 4 different agenda items because they weren't properly vetted or properly posted. And so what I'd like to do is, if we hire this outside law firm to be able to back off the days that turn in agenda items earlier and then have a better legal review so we don't have to have so many items being removed from the agenda. So, is there any other questions?
No questions. I'm just curious, is there a way that we can tier the needs of the court to the attorneys? And I don't know if y'all will agree to this, but instead of, can we block out certain things that are that can go to them first before we pay extra money? And then they decide if it's something to go to them? Instead of everything to them, because I just feel like that's going to get really expensive, especially for things that they can handle. Does that make sense?
It does, but this is the dilemma we find ourselves in, and I'll let the county attorney answer for himself, but this is when we have a statute that does not provide for our county attorney to provide legal representation, and then it puts them at risk and has put them at risk for having their license attacked by individuals that don't like a particular ruling or whatever. And so I think the need for the court in a stopgap measure is that make sure that we have the counsel that we need. I'm going to say that our county attorney is just incredible to be able to fill in and stand in whenever they want. And I don't think it's going to be a wholesale, but there've been, and you've seen that, we've tried to communicate in the last several months that it's critical that when they try to help us and then they get attacked as far as their livelihood, their license and things like that, then it just becomes a situation where it's just too great of a risk for them when we can have legal counsel that can provide the expert service that they understand. It's nothing to do with the county attorney's quality, but they don't have the statutory authority to provide civil representation. So just because they do it and they're gracious and they're kind doesn't mean that that's the right way to go. I'll let the county attorney speak for himself as far as how we should.
Right now, you're in a situation that you need a stopgap measure, and I think that y'all need to take some sort of action as far as that goes. Long-term measure, that's something we can sit down and discuss if you all are interested in our involvement. It's not that, those statutes don't say that the county attorney has to do these things, but are also at the same time, it doesn't prohibit us from doing some of these things. So we certainly can sit down and visit about long-term ideas and thoughts, but right now what's in front of you is the immediate needs to cover you while Mr. Levitt has left.
Okay, so I'm going to, Mr. Arnold, if you'll sit down just a minute,
Yes,
and then I will see if I'll take public comment. Is there any public comment on this issue? Okay, I close public comment. Do I have a motion?
Move for approval.
Okay, Commissioner Luther has moved.
Second.
Okay, Commissioner Dockery has seconded. Is there any further discussion?
Just what we're voting on is this in between to have coverage, and then can we look at how we do this in the future as far as involving them? Because I just feel like we're extending the turn-in period because of review, and I know that's important, but I hope that, and no offense to you, sir, but I hope that, because we won't be a big client to them, I feel like, and so I hope the responsiveness is there, I guess. That's my fear, that it won't be.
Well, I guarantee you, I'll tell you right away if it's not.
Okay.
So I guarantee you.
I don't want to make an assumption and accuse you of that.
But if it doesn't work, I'm going to be the first to tell you.
So our first swipe at it, we're going to do 20,000 to try to fill a gap. Okay.
And then I had the position posted out for about a week now. Does that sound right? About a week. Right. We'll see if we get any applications.
If we have emails and we want review on our side, how would that funnel? Through the judge, or can we go direct, or would we have somebody at your firm, or would it be a general inbox, or just curious?
Go ahead, come on back up. We've already closed public comment.
We have had, for example, I had a county similar size to you all recently use us in a similar capacity.
Do you mind telling me who?
Bastrop County. They recently hired a full-time person, which I think they needed to do, and they would assign us tasks. So they would send me a purchase order to say review a development agreement or an interlocal agreement or something like that. Advise the county engineer on a particular issue about constructing a road or getting a developer to pay for something. So they kind of had a purchase order system in order to, I think what you were concerned about is what they were concerned about is people at every level of the county emailing, using our firm outside of the purview of the Commissioners Court in essentially creating a large bill. So that was their method of controlling that. I think you could do it either way. And then if you do engage us, we would designate one person to be the primary point of contact. So we have several lawyers who specialize in county law, myself being included in that. Charles Kimbrough, who's a former county attorney, district attorney of Caldwell County, specializing in county law and represents a lot of counties of your size around the state. Bob Heath, of course, who's been practicing law for a very long time and is just an encyclopedia. If you ask him a question, he gives you a cite to local government code 263.002D. It's incredible. So we have lawyers like that who can, I think, be efficient and advise you as needed. So it's really up to you as the client, the county as the client, and the Commissioner's Court runs the county. It's up to you how much or how little you want to use us and what tasks you want to limit our scope of work to.
Okay. Any further discussion? Okay. All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I'm sorry.
Are you going to let any department heads have a discussion or provide information as well?
On this topic?
Well, on this topic. Well, no, you tied it to that, and so I wanted, that was the preface of needing to change the amount of days from the current law, and it says in order to comply with Government Code 551.043, which is 3 business days, you're now making it 12 calendar days, which is double the amount.
Okay, we'll get to that in just a minute. Let me go ahead and call the next item, but I'll call you up specifically on that issue. Thank you very much. Call agenda item number 8, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the burn ban for the unincorporated areas of Burnett County. Is there any public comment on this issue? Okay, I close public comment. Okay.
Derek Marcio, Burnett County Emergency Management. So last week's really proven ever since the ice, the ice storm, we've seen a very highly increased drying of these dormant, dry, dead fuels to the point that our fire departments have actually been responding to just roadside fires of probably folks dragging chains along the road. 2 instances of that here over just the last 5 days. One along 1431 and up and the other up in northeast Burnett County. And of course, the one that kind of made the news yesterday being the out of control burn down the Spicewood area, down the south of the county. These instances really serve to highlight, how dangerous these conditions are that we're in. And because these are these dead, dry, dormant fuels, what we're looking at is basically instances of where firefighters could be fighting a wildland fire in mud because none of that soil moisture is making it into the actual fuels because they're not taking it in. Once again, they're dormant and they're dead.
So what is your recommendation?
So the recommendation, of course, is definitely we need to put it on, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I have a motion.
Move for approval. Second.
Commissioner Luther has moved. Commissioner Byerly has seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Call agenda item number 9, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding appointments for committees and boards. Appointment of Carrie Johnson, Dr. Amy Van Dorfy, and Charity Tabor to the Burnett County Hospital Authority Board for a term of 2 years.
Effective time on that burn ban, sir?
Okay, thank you. I'll withdraw my calling of condition number 9. I'm going to go back and need to redo the condition number 8, approval of the burn ban. Or I guess
What time, Commissioner?
What time?
It was 10:30. So effective 10:30.
Oh, 10:30, yeah, effective immediately, 10:30.
Okay. All right. Done. Okay. Thank you. And then, Derek, are you going to get that? You get an order for me to sign? Or, okay. Thank you. Number 9 was the appointment of Carrie Johnson, Dr. Amy Van Dorfy, and Charity Tabor to the Burnett County Hospital Authority Board for the term of 2 years. Ms. Erlene Zimmermeyer, the recording secretary for the Burnett County Hospital Authority Board, is here if the commissioners have any questions. Is there any public comment on this? Okay. I'll close public comment. Are there any questions for Ms. Zimmerman? Okay. Do I have a motion?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Luther is moved.
Second.
Commissioner Collier is seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Zimmerman. I call agenda item number 10. Discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the revising of the Burnett County Commissioners Court agenda item request form to the agenda items and supporting documents are due to the Court Coordinator's Office, room 201, or the County Judge at Burnett County, Texas, ORG, no later than 5 p.m., 12 calendar days prior to the scheduled Commissioners Court meeting in order to comply with Government Code 551.043. An exception for the late submission may be granted within written approval from the Commissioners Court or the County Judge and must include a stated explanation for late submission. Okay. Any public comment? Okay, I close public comment. Chief Trevino?
I would first ask, are we, Chief Trevino, Burnett County
Thank you.
Chief Deputy. I would first ask, are we not currently in compliance?
Today?
Yes, sir.
We did make most of the items. I mean, as far as
No, I'm just saying we're in compliance with the 3-day requirement.
We did. The things that are on the agenda are made the 3-day requirement.
So just a year ago, it was 72 hours, and the agenda was posted on a Friday for a Tuesday court, and the law changed September 1, and we go from 72 hours to 3 business days, which now backs it up to, at the latest, on a Wednesday prior to. And so now we're going from, which we are currently already having some issue with, at least from the Sheriff's Office standpoint, on getting things on the agenda timely, because it's working with the amount of days. It will totally disrupt how we try to get items on the agenda. And so it burdens the Sheriff's Office. Talked to a few other department heads and elected officials on how it will burden their business as well. And so now we're going from in order to comply with government code, and we currently are complying by having it done by Tuesday at 5, to go to 12, which now almost doubles the amount of days. I mean, you're literally having a commissioner's court on a Tuesday, and your items for the next one have to be done by the same Thursday. And to me, from a department head standpoint, it is extremely burdensome. We are already having significant delays with the auditor's office on getting items done so that we can actually get them in front of the court in a timely manner. And by now increasing that amount of time, we won't know about some of those things until, as you're aware, some of the items that we put on the agenda are last minute, because that's when we've got the information. And so this will significantly handcuff us in doing daily business. And to me, it's a burden for all departments, so that it's a convenience for the court. And that's the way it appears from my standpoint.
Thank you. Okay. Any other? I guess we already closed public comment, so that's.
Where does the auditor stand on okay?
Well, she's fine. She'll do whatever, and then we put this caveat that anybody can provide. I mean, if you just think of over the last few weeks where the sheriff had 2 people going, but maybe time flies. It could have been in late last year where the sheriff had 2 people to get into an academy. I signed the authorization, and you ratified it after the fact. There's all kinds of grant requests, but what's really difficult is the true review of the, is he saying, is this posting legal? Is it in compliance? And well, the reality is the posting itself is legal. It has obviously typos, so from time to time, but the most important thing about this information is that it gets accurately put out to the public in a way that has been legally reviewed. And what we have often is things that are just kind of slipshod. There's not enough time. This is not changing the time when we post. And the sheriff, if he has things to bring in late, as long as we state a reason, you get a late notice. There's been, I know that at least there's one other thing other than the ratification of those employee items. There was one other item that the sheriff had that was last minute. I don't know if it was a grant or something like that. We've always worked out. It's not about how hard I work, or I'm willing to look at it. But even like today, we were looking at an item that came over, but because I didn't have time to review it. I don't have enough lead time for the attorneys. And one of the bids was actually a bid for 5% commission minus refunds and minus sales tax. Well, if you're doing 5% commission and the sales tax 8.25, as far as I know in the city, that means we'd end up writing them a check if we didn't have the correct information. But apparently, and then we've had other errors that there's just not time enough to review, time to calculate and make sure that things need to be right so that when the public gets it. And again, the only thing we have to legally do is walk out on the front porch of this courthouse and stick the agenda, and we can just stop right there. But what we've done in transparency, what we've done is commitment as a commissioner's court to keep this process open. You're talking about, showing it on YouTube, making sure that people can see it. Well, the records matter too, and making sure that there's enough lead time to find mistakes and inaccuracies so that we can make sure that, typos aside, Ms. Nopler, that we have time to review the material and then get it to legal review. And so that's my ask. And if you don't do it, we'll continue to have sloppy books and missing pages and things like that. And that's okay. We can still do it because we posted the agenda item out on the front. All the rest of it is legally superfluous, but I'm committed to making sure our public gets to see accurate and reliable documents. So
I just see us as, say we tabled one today, and then we've got to have it refigured out to get it on the agenda by Thursday. So that gives you basically just 2 days, if it, like the grant applications we have. Right. So then that's going to, if we don't get that info in those 2 days, and that's going to push in another agenda item 2 weeks from then. Okay. And then what about?
But the thing is, if
like the line item transfers that come in, do they have to be? And if not, then I can see us doing a lot of late submission grants.
Well, we can't do late submission grants because most of them.
Well, I'm talking about late submission agenda items.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is,
because they're going to come to a commissioner and say, hey, I got to get this in.
Right.
And you're going to do it, or you to the judge. So you're going to see, I don't see where it's going to change. Okay. To me.
Well, that brings up a question. Is the auditor going to make her cutoff for line item transfers the same?
Unless a commissioner or judge states a reason for them.
Then the bill pays.
Yeah, the bill pays will still come in on their regular tranches, and I'll state that the reason is because that's when they pay the bill, because that's what the law requires. We can't. But again, this is not I'm just, many jurisdictions across the state of Texas, have a 2-week or 3-week run time, but they all have a caveat like this: as long as somebody's willing to say a stated reason, then you go ahead and do it. So if something's coming in like the grant and said, the grant information, and Commissioner Collier says that this was the soonest it could be done, then that's what the stated reason is, and we add it on.
I don't know. I just see where that's going to be a lot of the excuse. I couldn't get it. Commissioner Collier, will you give me approval to put this on?
Okay. Just to add to that, there are times that I don't put I don't request things to go on an agenda because I didn't make the cutoff. And it's not an emergency, that's when I found out about it. And so now you're creating a situation where, well, there's a caveat so that we can get it on the agenda. Doing a line item transfer for something is not an emergency. It's timely for when I'm trying to get it done so that there's funds in those accounts if I'm having to transfer funds. And so to me, the caveat creates more of an issue with just what Commissioner Collier said is then everything becomes an emergency, and it's not. Right now,
I don't use the word emergency anywhere.
We went from literally from doing it on Friday to doing it on Wednesday, now to doing it 12 days beforehand, and to me, it's burdened. I don't see a positive, other than your ability to review and putting out. They've been doing it for years, in 3 days, and then y'all been doing it for almost, I don't remember. Well, September 1 when y'all changed it to the current standard, and
I heard you. Thank you. So. Again, it's about transparency and public access to accurate information. So,
hold on, sorry, just doing the math. What's the deadline now? It's the Wednesday before?
That's
Wednesday at 5 o'clock?
Tuesday at 5. Tuesday.
So 6 days before? 6 calendar days before?
Okay. We've got to have the agenda posted by Wednesday at 5?
Wednesday at 5.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't talking about the posting. I was talking about the court meeting
Yeah.
So this is 12 calendar days prior to Commissioner's Court. So yeah, the Thursday after court in most cases would be the deadline.
Would an option be to make it to Friday before?
Sure.
I mean, so it'd be, I guess, 11 calendar days, but at least it would give you an entire week.
Yeah, and I'm not worried about the exceptions. And again, I didn't use the word emergency because, emergency has specific definitions under state law. But in this case, if most of the things come in and we can get them reviewed by legal, to make sure that there's several aspects that, and y'all, you're in this Commissioner's Court, you've seen several times when we've had to withdraw things just for improper posting. And luckily, we haven't had any, just missing the amount, missing the detail, missing the correct action. And so at the end of the day, it's about most of the items getting turned in a way that I'm really not worried about the exceptions. Matter of fact, I've worked with legal counsel before he left to make sure that we had a way to fix all the last minute things or line item transfers, just to make sure that we just have that most of the items get here in time and able to be reviewed. So.
Okay, well, I mean, if that's the case, if what you just said, most of the items by then, and then we can obviously still conduct business, and it's not a hard stop, or there's not going to be a separate line item for them to come up and explain why it was late.
No, it just, the only thing is like, the example you use on the grant thing is that, the staff didn't have, the only thing you'd have to say is staff didn't have time to find the information in time, and so it's going to be filed on Monday or Tuesday. The hard stop is still going to be, on Tuesday evening is where once I get to filing, what I'm saying, when I don't always wait. Last week we filed at 11 because of schedules and different operations that we had to get done. So, but when it's filed, it's filed. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like,
the more pertinent are the ones that the more critical or the ones that need more review. If you don't make the deadline, well, it just goes to the next one.
Yeah, but like every once in a while, the sheriff does have.
It's almost like we're putting this in. I just don't see it making a whole lot of difference.
Okay. Well, it does if most of them come in at the time that I have time to review it and get with council to make sure that we properly post it. That's the most important thing, is that that the items come in and I understand and legal counsel has time to review it. But what we're keep bumping up into, I mean, the county attorney's here, he's been helping me a little bit, but with Randy, it was always, it's like, by the time everything gets in and then it gets reviewed and then sent off to Randy and then it's just bumping up against the time. Now, this might change once we have, full or whatever, a regular part-time counsel. But right now, it's the difficulty of making sure that everything's legally reviewed before it gets on the agenda. But
the only other thing I talked to the auditor about line item transfers and stuff like that. If this gets moved out that far, let's see what her deadline is for line item transfers, because I would be opposed to it to being here, because in one example in our world is if a piece of equipment breaks down, we don't leave some of those repair line items flush for, big deals. So, and we got to get that equipment back out especially. So like if that were moved this far back, I could see it causing problems for us. And I know it'd be a late submission, but I would rather, that kind of stuff obviously doesn't need legal review. So her deadline, I wouldn't want to see it move that far out and then put that much more of a strain on the departments. So can you talk to her about her deadline? Sure. Or do you want her deadline to be that as well? For like line item transfers?
Well, I think for line item, we can accept line item transfers or
Let's ask her what her, I wanted to match her more than us, because.
Well, I talked to her about this and she thought it was a good idea for them to be further, as long, and it's the same issue that you raised, Commissioner Collier, was the paying of bills, right? That's on a schedule for how they pay every week, and there's a whole review process, and so those bills still have to get paid every 2 weeks. That's and if I'm the one that has to, or the auditor is the one that has to put, well, because we have to pay our bills to so we don't end up paying the Prompt Payment Act violations or whatever. So like there's some things that are built into statute already. But like I said, if we want to improve our transparency and public access to a lot of our records, this is what I really, and then make sure that we properly post things and have time to review it. In this book, there were some errors that I caught. I didn't catch the typo, but I did have somebody notify me about the typo, but we decided with legal counsel it was a true typo, one digit off. So, but the rest of these things, we like I said, the example I just used about the vending machines of 5% commission with an 8% tax. Well, I wasn't planning on writing a check to the vendor for using our buildings for vending machines. Anyway, do I have a motion?
I would move for approval on the Friday before, make that 11 days.
Okay. 11 calendar days. And as we counted all the different, I just want to say to that, we counted all the different iterations of that with holidays and things like that. And that's why we used 12 calendar days instead of a day. So we'll lower that to 11 calendar days because that takes into consideration holidays when we do it that way. Does that make sense? Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Luther to move it to 11 calendar days. Any second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Commissioner Dockery has seconded. Any further discussion?
The only thing I'd like to add is department heads and elected officials, make sure you communicate with us on how this works, how it goes and all that good stuff. So don't feel like you're painted in a corner.
Okay.
That's what I don't want.
And I will entertain, since I'm the one filing it, and I will totally discuss with each individual and work. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Calvin Boyd. I appreciate the Commissioners Court and the oversight aspect of what you guys do for the county. and we want to abide by that. I don't think it's your job to make doing business more difficult. You're having trouble getting these things correct, right? That's the problem. I'm finding these mistakes. Well, that's not our burden. That's yours. But you're making it ours. The chief's right. Everything we're going to come to you, I mean, every time. Hey, we need this. You know the jail. If something breaks down there, we're out of compliance. We can't be out of compliance. So we can't wait a month to get things fixed. So it's going to be a constant, like Collier said, it's going to be a constant deal of us coming to say, hey, we need this on within. So we're not, I don't understand why we're even doing it. And the reason these guys are struggling with it is because in their gut, they know this is not a good idea. This is going to be a big burden on us doing business, and it's probably more on the sheriff's office. We have a lot of moving parts, we used to have stuff daily that we need, and it's already been kind of tough on us waiting the time frame that we're waiting now. So this is not a good idea.
Okay. Sheriff, thank you. Appreciate what you do, but we will continue. And Sheriff, I will guarantee you for this process, just come directly to me for anything that you need an exception to, and I'll provide it. Several times I've already provided ratification where I just stuck my neck out, signed your documents, even though I didn't have full legal authority to do it, and then came immediately to the Commissioner's Court to ratify after the fact. And I'll continue to do that and serve you in that capacity. So. No, it wasn't illegal, but it was stretching. So, all right. So, call the question. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no.
No.
Okay, the motion passes. Call agenda item number 11, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action in authorizing the Burnett County Commissioners Court to sign and submit a letter to support the Texas Department of Transportation in response to the current capital area metropolitan planning organization call for projects for potential funding of the following transportation projects: State Highway 29 from Laney Road to FM 1174 to complete the gap of State Highway 29 and the upgrade the corridor to a 5-lane with a center turn lane and wide shoulders, State Highway 71 from Spur 191 to County Road 401 to complete the remainder of State Highway 71 upgrades needed to match the 5-lane sections to the east and currently under construction at 401, and US 281 from Ranch to Market Road 855 to Park Road 4 to upgrade the existing 4-lane undivided facility to a 5-lane section of 10-foot shoulders. And so I have reached out to our regional engineer, Mr. Muck, and also confirmed that he is trying to obtain these same letters from Burnett, Marble Falls, and Bertram. Is there any public comment on this agenda item?
Hi, sorry, Mia Surratt again. I just want to say, sometimes you do the public comments before you do your discussion, and sometimes you do it either during or after. It's a little inconsistent, and I wish I would have gotten to jump in on the last item, and I just want to say thanks to Chad for voting for your constituents, because I really think that last one puts a burden on us too, and I would have liked to say that, but I was trying to hear your reasoning for wanting to pass it first. I know this is like a little not how I'm supposed to bring it up, but I thought I was going to have a different opportunity based on how you've done things in the past.
Okay,
thank you.
Okay, so there's 3 letters of support here for these projects. This was Joe Don, you want to explain what this is?
Yes, sir. We had a Campo meeting yesterday. They have done a call for projects. It's for projects essentially 2028 to 2031, and about $330 million available for that call for projects. I did confirm at Campo yesterday that these 3 projects have been submitted by TxDOT, so these are letters of concurrence and support. They actually are not submissions. We're just supporting their applications. of that $330 million available, there's just over $1 billion in submissions. So, I don't know what our odds are, but the fact that TxDOT submitted them will be very helpful.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay. Moved by Commissioner Collier and seconded by Commissioner Byerly. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. We've already taken care of number 12. Item number 13. Discuss and consider take appropriate action regarding request for replat of lots 128, 129 River Oaks to be known as Lot 128 River Oaks, a combination of two lots into one. Commissioner Luther, Mr. Darling.
Like I said, two into one. I move for approval.
Second.
Okay, Commissioner. Is there any public comment on this agenda item? Okay. All right, so Commissioner Luther has moved, Commissioner Collier has seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Call agenda item number 14, discuss, consider, take appropriate action concerning the request for the variance of Burnett County subdivision regulations by Sarah Cohen for 2-acre tract out of 136 acres located on County Road 200A, BCAD parcel number 48840. Is there any public comment on this agenda item?
Judge, Commissioners, my name is Jerry Bennett, pastor of Seven Creeks Church, also known as In the Vine, and here to answer any questions you guys might have on the purchaser of said tract.
Okay, I'll lay it out. This is a variance. Let's see, the main tract is over 100 acres.
136, it says on here.
Is that, I'm sorry, yeah,
that's
thank
okay.
you.
Okay.
136. And so what they're looking to do is cut out 2 acres for now with the plan of expanding with an agreement between the church and the property owner. Nothing's firm or in concrete, but it is planned to be a church, not a residence, no residences on. So, I mean, obviously I've explained to them, when it comes to doing these for houses and stuff, we've had a pretty hard line, but they're wanting to put a church out there on 200A. It's next to Seven Creeks. It's not within the subdivision, so I told them I'd bring it in front of the court.
What about a well?
It doesn't have one currently. They will need a well if they have it, if they put a church in.
What about the groundwater district ruling? Does that only?
This doesn't fall within that zone. This isn't in the new management zone.
It's not. That's right. It's north. It's north of the North San Gabriel River. So this doesn't extend that.
This doesn't fit within the zone. If it did, then there wouldn't have been a question. So
thank you.
It doesn't fit. It's still within the 2-acre minimum on the water district side. Herb?
It's just going to be a church?
Yes, sir.
Will there be deed restrictions on the transfer of the property?
Probably couldn't answer that right now.
In other words, so that it stays and not subject to the.
Correct. Yes. Working with the family, that the property owner, Judge. Yes, to answer that question, it wouldn't. You couldn't resell it to make it residential. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. That would be good.
I think that, I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think that's the big concern is if we're dealing with an area that has a very low groundwater potential according to our groundwater studies, then the complexity of putting in smaller lots is what we've been rebuffing several times. And I want to be even-handed because we've just in the last few months, we've turned away several that were 10 acres into 5, and they might have been within that zone or whatever. But I just want to be careful about being even-handed across some of the choices we make.
Yeah. Is there, can we talk to the Cohens and you guys sit down and talk about deed restrictions that would help, if this is a church and it has a well, then obviously it's not going to be as impactful, but.
Correct.
I at least want to look at it further, but if some deed restrictions would help get some confidence behind that it's not going to be a big waters.
Right,
Are you okay
primary
with
use
that?
would be once a week, right?
Or,
versus-
I mean, even if you have a service on Wednesday and you wash
Sure,
the dishes, right? I
it's
mean,
not-
that's
it's not
just a
damn-
different thing than 3,000 gallons.
Correct, yes, sir.
So you waited 2 hours for this, and I apologize.
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Well, you give a preacher a microphone, I can extend the time.
Yeah.
We could use a few points, but if you don't mind, let's do that and talk about some deed restrictions that have some teeth behind it to give some confidence in the water usage. That's the issue, the water usage. I mean, we just want to make sure we're confident in that, or I do. If you're okay with that, and then I promise next time I'll ask him to let y'all go first if we do it again. So.
Okay.
So are we going to table it for now then?
I'd like to table it, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, okay.
You keep that.
So there's two options here. Let's just make sure we follow the right procedure. We can table to the next meeting, if that's your motion.
I have no doubts I'll prioritize a meeting with them to get it on the next agenda.
Okay, all right. So then it's been moved that we table this agenda item to the next agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Byerly moved. Commissioner Luther seconded. Since it's a table, it doesn't need public comments. So all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the motion to table passes. To the next
Sorry,
agenda.
Jerry, but-
Sorry, I've got to say it. To the next agenda. Thank you, Mr. Bennett. I call agenda item number 15, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the final plat of headwaters of the San Gabriel Phase 2, a public subdivision consisting of 26 lots on 28.56 acres located on the 700 block of County Road 333.
Judge, Commissioners, Herb Darling, Burnett County Development Services. We have an issue with the bond on this one at this time. I would expect it and hope it would be resolved by the next meeting. I would like to move this agenda item to a future agenda.
So in this case, I think I'd like to pass on the agenda item rather than table it. If that's okay, if it's not ready, if it's not ready to be considered today.
Considered.
So we're going to just pass on this agenda item, and it'll be brought back at whenever the bond is sufficient. I call agenda item number 16, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding authorizing the Burnett County Road and Bridge Precinct 4 to purchase one vehicle from the 2022 tax notes in the amount not to exceed $62,629.45. Commissioner Docker.
Yes, Judge. We have 3 buy-board quotes. The last one, or the first one, I guess, in your book, at least in my book, is the Sames quote in the amount of $51,892.60. And I would move for approval to.
Can I, okay, and so there's a motion that we move to approve. Is there any public, go ahead, and since he's moved, Commissioner Dockery has moved, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Commissioner Collier seconded. Is there any public comment on this issue? Okay, all right. I just have a question. We have a 175,000, what do you call it, mileage requirement. What is it called for turnover?
Yes, sir.
But I noticed that these 3 vehicles, one of them is a diesel. And is that?
No, well, it shouldn't have been.
Okay, all right.
One of them was, but he didn't pick that one.
It must be the highest one then.
Yes, it was. Okay.
Yeah, no,
All right.
these are gas trucks.
I didn't know if that was an accident or, like what we've tried to do on all these things is compare apples to apples and oranges,
Yes, sir.
So, okay, so that was my only concern about that. All right. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Okay, we've skipped 17 and 18 previously. We didn't skip it, we took care of it already. I call it agenda item number 19, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding invoices without POs or contracts as required under Local Government Code 113901. All right, this was, I think, a power generator failure at, what do you call it? Yeah, the backup generator failed. Strangely enough, this happened in October, so I'm kind of scratching my head while it's just now coming, but I didn't get a chance to ask the auditor that.
I'll move for approval.
Okay, thank you. All right, it's been moved by Commissioner Byerly, seconded by Commissioner Luther. Any further discussion? Any public comment? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those, I'm sorry, were you doing public comment on this issue?
No.
Okay, all right, that's fine. I'm sorry, all those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 20, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding budget interdepartmental line item transfers. And you have public comment.
Yes, sir, I do. Claire Nybro, again, Burnett County voter, taxpayer, interested person. I think I would like to bring this to your attention. This is another agenda item that could use some improved transparency, specifically on your overtime. On the agenda item, Mr. Luther has provided detail on the spreader that he wants to buy, but there is none on the overtime, and I'm sure that's probably related to the ICE event, no doubt. But I would like to see a little bit more detail on your overtime, especially who got it, how much was it? Was it totally $5,000 for everybody? Just would like to see more interest, transparency on that. Thank you, sir.
If the court has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Okay, any other public comment? All right, close public comment. Any, do I have a motion?
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, Commissioner Luther has moved, Commissioner Collier has seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 21, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action for the authorization of payment of claims previously approved by the county auditor.
Move for approval. Second.
Commissioner Byerly has moved. Commissioner Luther seconded. Any public comment? I close public comment. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes.
I just have a little comment. I'm sorry. I know this is out of order and you've already, I just wanted to bring to your attention that on the, it's time probably next month to get a new auditor for the auditor mentioned that last time, Patillo Brown, you accepted that into the record, and I just want to remind you it's time to get a new auditor for that. Just want to get it on your radar. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see. Call agenda item number 22, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to approve, sign, and execute all necessary documents and actions regarding the following changes to the construction at 127 East Jackson Street, to approve the increase in the contract amount of Jade Pool by $6,000, change order to remove the fire control cost from the current contract not to exceed $52,262.92, authorize the increase of the general contractor cost in the amount not to exceed $57,507.18, authorize the county judge to execute a contract with Johnson Controls, a sole source vendor, in the amount not to exceed $53,000. So is there any public comment on this agenda item? Okay, close public comment. Commissioners, when we discussed a few weeks ago that we're going to extend the contracts to finish 127 Jackson across the street. When we did that, we failed to realize at that moment that the additional time and effort that the general contractor was going to have to take to finish out that project. The only way we could work out with the auditor and the other parties involved is for them to, we're still on target to finish the 28th of February. But to do that, there's the contract had to be modified to move Johnson Controls outside of the contract. That way we could complete this contract with the general contractor still on site. So I hope, I'm probably not being very clear, but let me start at the beginning. We had a $912,000 contract before I got here, and this Commissioners Court decided to add the IT and other, I guess just IT upstairs, and that meant finishing out the building. And so within that contract realm, we had 25% to be able to finish that job in the increase. But some of the things were left outside that weren't originally planned in the building, like the elevator and what else was, I guess the servers and some of the, the IT stuff was outside of the contract. It's not being managed by the general contractor. For us, now that we, for different reasons, we missed the target date, we have to keep the general contractor to finish the job. And so the only way to do that is to move the $53,000 in Johnson Controls, which is, again, Johnson Controls is a sole source thing. We have it at the jail. We have it here in our buildings. We have it at the Sheriff's Department. It's the only vendor that can work with this product for our fire and alarm and safety concerns. So the only way we can stay under that 25% cap, according to the auditor and legal counsel, is to move the $53,000 out of the contract so that we just deal directly with Johnson, which we already do at the Sheriff's Office, at the jail, and our other county courthouse. And so I'm asking for these items to be approved and so that we can finish the building by February 28th.
I would move for approval.
Commissioner Dockery has moved.
Second.
Commissioner Luther seconded. Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Okay. I call agenda item number 23, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to approve, sign, and execute all necessary documents and actions regarding the following contracts, agreements, or grants to be approved or ratified. Now, we have another typo in this one, but I'm going to go ahead and try to split this out the best I understand. This is going to be an agreement with Constable Precinct 4 and the CAD computer-aided dispatch for the net motion license in the amount not to exceed $2,736, a Motorola Solutions service agreement for services dates 10/1/2025 through 6/1 of 2026 in an amount not to exceed $22,312.30. Select and enter a contract with a vending machine service, Jason Stefan Vending Machine or Big Town Vending, providing 5% commission to Burnett County for the machines placed on the county facilities. Select and enter a contract between Burnett County Tourism Department and a data software service, Datify Placer AI or Zartico, in an amount not to exceed $27,150. Approval to sign a resolution and apply for the FY27 Rifle Resistant Body Armor Grant Program for the Burnett County Sheriff's Office that has no match requirement. Enter into an agreement for a subscription between Burnett County Technologies Department and Virtru and SADA Systems in the amount not to exceed $4,308.18. I'm going to skip, this is the typo, there's two F's on this list, but I'm going to skip that next F for reasons I'll disclose later. I'll go to G, to sponsor Spider Mountain Downhill Series in an amount not to exceed $1,000, to sponsor the Wake Point Open 2026 in the amount not to exceed $2,500. And I'm going to skip I for reasons I'll disclose in a minute in another agenda item. So, is there any public comment?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Claire Nybro again. I have an issue with item D. I believe from last year we learned that the Placer AI contract that is in the running for maybe renewal, it was learned that these contracts are for scraping of cell phone data when people show up at festivals. If I'm not correct on that, please let me know, but I believe that's what is happening. I think that's a really slippery slope. I think you're taking people's data without their knowledge. I bet there's most people that come to these events that have no idea that that is happening. I really am opposed to this, and I wanted to let you know that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Okay. I close public comment. Okay, so this is a big tranche. So some of these, how do you want me to move forward, commissioners? Some of these are a little bit more complex than others.
D has a choice to make, so if you want to pull that one out.
Okay, let's and also, what was the other one? C and D have choices to make. So can we just go ahead and take?
Go through them.
Okay, all right. So an agreement with Constable for Constable Precinct 4 computer-aided dispatch. Is there a motion on that item?
I move for approval.
Second.
All right. It's been moved by Commissioner Dockery and seconded by Commissioner Collier that we approve that item. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Motorola Solutions Service Agreement in the service dates 10/1 through 6/1, 10/1 last year to 6/1 this year, $22,312.30. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Byerly has moved. Commissioner Luther has seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Okay, C. This is the one that I found the... So C is... I did hand out an email to go over the top of the C2. I don't know if you saw that. Did everybody get a copy of this email? So it's just raw data and with no context about what this means. But it's the person's offering a 5% commission. But he doesn't break out on the other one, on the big town. They want they're given 5% commission, but then they're excluding refunds and the sales tax. Now, I don't know if the sales tax is on the 50 cents that they pay or the dollar that they're going to have to pay. But either way, it seems like we come out a loser with less than a half cent left on that one. So does that make sense to y'all? So it seems like this, what's it, Jason, lost it? Jason Steffen, a local vendor, seems to be the better deal for the county.
I move to approve Jason Steffen vending machine products.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Commissioner Byerly has moved. Commissioner Collier has seconded to select Jason Steffen vending machine products as our vendor for all county facilities. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Okay, D, select and enter a contract between Burnett County Tourism Department and a data software service, Datify, Placer AI, or Zartico, in the amount not to exceed $27,150. And so, Ms. Blair, do you want to speak to this at all, or do you want to just see?
I'm happy to.
Okay, do y'all have any questions about, we've had public comment in the past, we have public comment today. Do we have any consideration? Anyway, go ahead and just lay out the three options, if you would, please.
Okay. Blair Manning, Burnett County Tourism Director. The three options, we have Datify, Placer AI, and Zartico. All are data software companies that actually do not get into the IP address or parcel data of a specific cell phone. They are gaining the information, all three of these companies, from the standpoint of other location type apps that may be on someone's cell phone. So you have the capability, if you have all of your location services turned off on a cell phone, you would not be pinged as even one of these people.
Similar to map,
Correct.
Or Google Maps or
Yes, yes, correct. The way that we utilize this information is to be able to then protect and,
I'm going to interrupt.
am I getting
one thing.
ahead?
No,
Okay.
just I want to interrupt. I
Sure.
want to be very clear.
Okay.
No user information is picked up from us.
Correct.
No IP addresses that are identified. It's just how many phones happen to be pinging on a tower when we have an event. It's just the phone is talking to a tower and that data is being captured.
Correct.
Now somebody else, the Verizon or Google or somebody else might be getting Brian Wilson is sitting over here at this time. right now at this location. But as far as what we're paying for and what we're subscribing to is zero identifiable information.
Correct.
And somebody who has a phone would have had to already have some other end user license agreement or some other control on their phone to cause that transmission to occur. But that has nothing to do, and we don't care about that. We don't want any of that information. Correct. We're only buying the fact that when we have an event, it's a cell phone tower is pinging to somebody's phone that has some other agreement, but we don't even know who that is.
Correct.
Okay. So I just want to make sure that we're clear on that.
Yes.
And we've worked really hard to study that aspect.
Yes, we have. And I've had multiple Zoom meetings with Placer, who we currently have a contract with, to make sure that we were not violating anybody's
confidentiality or privacy.
Correct.
Thank you.
And then, so part of the usage of this data software company would be to then protect or to allocate and give reason for the sponsorships that we give, and saying, okay, looking further on down the line, when we are giving $1,000 to the Spider Mountain Downhill Series, then I'm able to go put a point of interest around Spider Mountain from that date that they then have their series, and be able to then better tell us, yes, this $1,000 is bringing people from outside of the county. They do seem to be staying overnight. Here are other places that they're going that are increasing our sales tax throughout the county and within our cities, to justify what our expenses are on the sponsorship level. The other piece that I would like to just add, that I know when Madeline and I sat in on the Datify Zoom call, they have even added confidentiality parameters in place, taking outside I would not be able to go around a school. I would not be able to put a point of interest around anything that is a minor, nor would it give us any of the data from a cell phone that they assume to be from a 16 or younger individual.
And so, just to make sure, I want to get this square in my head. We're giving out these small grants or local support to all these different projects, a couple $100 to a few $1,000s. And this is, and roughly we give, I want to remember, $50,000 to $70,000 a year to these entities to have an economic impact and hopefully raise our ability, which is the money that we use to fix Briggs or Krogan or a lot of the things that we do within the county with that hot tax. So this is a way to make sure that we track that if I give somebody $1,000, and again, we're not tracking people, but we're tracking the event, what impact did that? So we spent $1,000 on event X, and it looks like, based on the number of people that showed up to event X, greatly exceeds the $1,000 that we spent for that for hotel tax, and a lot of it's going to the cities, right? I mean, they're going to come to El Charro, they're going to go to El Rancho or Mama's or wherever to eat, but that's beside the point. We're drawing that $1,000 is generating money back into our community that offset the taxpayers' investment. Okay.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Anything else?
Not on my end.
So we have 3 choices today, and do you have anything to say before about the 3 choices and the preference?
No, we have used Placer AI for the last 2 years. I do feel that moving forward, Datify is a better fit because of some of their higher confidentialities that they absorb within their company as well. It's also a Texas-based company, and then they also have a feature that helps us look at all of that data and be able to pinpoint how to more efficiently and intentionally market our other tourism dollars moving forward, which I think would be a really great added benefit as well.
So you're saying that Datify, which is a little bit more than Placer, has more services and more features that would actually inform us about how we should be using our money.
Yes.
And the cost benefit will allow you to do more cost benefit analysis.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It looks like it's a little more bang for your buck.
Looks to me, yes.
I would agree.
So, Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Ms. Nybro, does that assuage any of your concerns at all?
No.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so I call the select and enter into a contract between Burnett County Tourism and Data Software Service, Datify, Placer ASI, or Zartico in the amount not to exceed $27,150. Is there a motion?
I'll move to select Datify for the data software service.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Luther, seconded. Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Approval to assign a resolution in the amount and apply for the FY27 Rifle Resistant Body Armor Grant Program for the Burnett County Sheriff's Office that has no match requirement. Do I have a motion?
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay. All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Enter into an agreement with subscription between Burnett County Technologies Department and Virtue and SADA Systems in the amount not to exceed $4,308.18. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, Commissioner Collier, Commissioner Barley. Moved. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Okay, to sponsor downhill Spider Mountain Downhill Series in the amount not to exceed $1,000. Do I hear a motion?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Luther. Commissioner Collier seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. To sponsor the Wake Point Open 2026 in the amount not to exceed $2,500.
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, Commissioner Collier, Commissioner Luther, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Okay, so then I call agenda item number 24.
What are you going to do about F&I?
Okay, I'm fixing to pick those up. Okay. I call agenda item number 24, which is discussed. Well, I'm going to hold that one open for at least F&I. Thank you. Let me see if I got this right.
Or the second F?
Yeah, the second F.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm going to pick up, sorry, just have to get this straight. To pick up the second F and I on issue number 25, if you don't mind. Is that okay, Commissioners? Unless you object? Okay, I'm going to call agenda item number 24, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to approve, sign, and execute all necessary documents regarding the following contracts and approval to sponsor the Marble Falls Highland Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce Battle on the Colorado event in the amount not to exceed $1,000, and to sponsor the Marble Falls Highland Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce Mayfest event in the amount of not to exceed $750. Is there any public comment?
Claire Nybro again. What is the date on A? When is that happening?
It is the end of July.
Okay, and obviously the Mayfest one is in May.
I hope.
That would make sense. Thank you.
I apologize. It's in June. It was in July last year. It will be in June.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right, any other public comment? Close public comment? All right, any?
Move for approval.
Okay.
Second.
Commissioner Luther has moved. Commissioner Collier has seconded. Any further discussion? Okay. Will there be any discussion? Okay. All right. All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes.
I'm abstaining.
Okay. Commissioner Dockery is abstained. Thank you. Okay, motion passes. I call agenda item number 25, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to approve, sign, and execute all necessary documents and actions regarding the following contracts, agreements, or grants to be approved or ratified. Sponsor the Jackson Street Jams 2026, the amount not to exceed $3,600, and sponsor the Burnett County Chamber of Commerce Bluebonnet Festival in an amount not to exceed $5,000. And I'm going to come back and pick up number F from item number 23 to sponsor the Spicewood Live in an amount not to exceed $1,000. I'm doing this right? And to sponsor the Cottonwood Shores Fresh Air Fridays / Coffee and Cars in an amount not to exceed $1,500.
Claire Nybro again. So you're moving F and I from 23
The second I, yes.
Yeah,
Just because
over
there's
to
a typo.
this one.
So second F on
Okay.
23 and I on 23.
Got it.
Is picked up with this. Same.
Got it. And so I do have a question on that Jackson Street Jam. Doesn't that go all summer? There's multiple
It's like 4 or 5.
concepts all summer, and they
Yes.
start when?
They start in March.
Okay, and when does this, the Blue Bonnet in April? Isn't that when that is, if I remember correctly? Okay, just want to get my dates right. Thank you.
Have I called that correctly? Okay. Do I have a motion?
Move for approval. Second.
Commissioner Luther has moved. Commissioner Collier has seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no.
I abstain.
Okay, Commissioner Byerly abstains, and the motion passes. Okay, I call agenda item number 26, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the authorizing the Burnett County judge to negotiate and enter into a contract with the identified best qualified vendor for RFQ 264090-02, and to begin professional engineering services for transportation planning and capital improvement plan and the program CIPP development, not to exceed $150,000. Let me catch up, please. Okay, so this issue is we have the scoring template under 26. Under the 2254-003 in the Texas Government Code, what's required to happen is that we have brought in, we selected two scores outside the jurisdiction that are transportation knowledgeable, and then we've had an auditor identified people within the county to score out these proposals, and so, excuse me just one moment. All right, so then what you have at the very bottom of your table here is the three, the scores for the three groups. And then at this point, the way the law reads is that we don't take price at under the first tranche of review. We have to, the statute's very clear. Matter of fact, we have already gone through this process with another company when the auditor interrupted and said that we misunderstood and misread the law and had to start all over. And so in this case, now we've identified the level of the three companies. Does that make sense? And then at this point, now we have to go and negotiate price and what the services that they're willing to and as I've discussed with you in the past, I mean, public input is priority for me. I want to make sure that whoever we select can provide that high level of public input. I understand that lots of times I went to the city's public input thing, and there were probably maybe 8 or 10 people there. But I'm going to work really hard with you, each individual, to make sure that we have public input points around the county, as well as in a final regional or countywide input. It's critical for us to be successful in this process. So we have to have an engineering firm. So this is what they scored out on their qualifications and experience. But now we have to go and negotiate the nitty-gritty, and I'm asking you to authorize me to go ahead and meet with them in order of points and see if I can come to an agreement given our budget and our potential. So, any public comment on this agenda item?
You start with the one that scored the highest?
Yes, sir.
Was that GLS?
That is correct. And then under the law, there's a specific cadence under the law that I would go to them. If I can't come to an agreement that meets the conditions that we've already discussed in the past, then and at a price point that is not acceptable, and then I have to go to the next one and the next one. So now, I'm certainly don't mind if it's authorizing the county judge and naming a commissioner to go with me. That's fine, but I think we need to quickly get to a price point because Campo's plan is already underway. We're not behind yet, but this is something we were trying to do we started last fall, and we need to try to get this wrapped up. There's millions of dollars on the line at the state level, as well as choices that we're going to have to make about our operation very soon. And we need the Campo plan. We need our transportation. We need to get our transportation priorities together and be ready to go forward. So,
Joe Don, are you willing to join in on this venture?
Yeah, I'm willing to do it. If that's the pleasure of the court. I was gonna suggest bringing the top two in and letting them interview in front of the entire court all at one time.
okay,
That's pretty public.
that's pretty public. That's open,
Now, it
transparent.
still won't get us to a price point, but at least we'd know who we want to.
Can we do-
the scoring is the scoring,
Can
but
we
it's
ask them
not.
for their price points and then interview them? Or
I don't know. Eddie, under that 225403, 003? I don't have it right here in front of me, so.
I got a little thought.
I mean, I guess when they sent in their RFP,
No, I mean,
RFQ, did they know we had a 150K limit?
somebody did, some people did, but that's public information, but that's subject to change. In other words,
Yeah.
but that, the way, we have to post out by law what was our range, but in the past, we've had that happen before, where since I've been judge, it's where we, it was, I don't remember the exact number, but it was like, say, 150, and it came back at 153, 153,000, blah, blah. Again, I'm making up the number in context of this, but there was something recently that we had to come back and add $2,000 or $3,000 to get to the price point. It wasn't quite this kind of thing, but it was close, so.
I'd like to see the top two come back
Okay.
to interview with us here. I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
I think you put the cart before the horse. I think you're looking at qualifications, concentrate on the qualifications, decide which one you think has got the right qualifications for this specific job, and then give the authority to the judge, I suppose, at that point, to negotiate at that point, once you all select. I think you still need to do the selection as to who you want to go with first before the negotiations occur. Then thereafter, if negotiations occur and if they fall through for whatever reason, then I think the standard thing to do is to go to the next best qualified person, or you can start all over again if you wanted to. But I think that's the way the law is intended for it to go.
And
that makes sense.
And that makes, that's what I have posted on this agenda today.
Okay.
Select it. We've done the review. We've had people look at it, score it out based on the criteria. And if you want to authorize me to go and work out the price point, otherwise I have to come back to you and select the next one. And so,
I'd like to go to the interview process myself because this is a big deal.
Okay.
As far as our transportation plan for the county, especially if we're envisioning a CIPP at the end of this, we need somebody who's going to be really engaged with this county, and I just want to make sure that we interview both these companies.
All right.
So I'd ask that we interview GLS and American Structure Point at our March 10th meeting.
Second.
I don't know if that was a motion or I guess
Why not the February meeting? It's okay.
Well, I'd give both of them enough time.
Put them under pressure. I bet they'll make
Well, we can do that.
it.
Well, I'm just, it's okay, but don't we have the 24th or something like that?
Yes, sir, the 24th, in 2 weeks.
Okay.
The date's flexible, so if that's okay with you all, then we can do it on February 24th.
All right. So the motion is to interview GLS and American Structure Point in open court.
Correct.
On GLS and ASP on February 24th. And does this sound right, Eddie?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's okay. We're still not going into price under the statute.
You're just going to go ahead and choose the two ranked
The highest rank,
individuals in court is going to make a selection.
and then we'll negotiate price.
The court wants to grant you the authority to negotiate.
Okay, there you go. All right, there you go. Okay, any public comment? I can't remember if I opened that up yet, so, all right. Any further discussion? The motion has been made that we interview GLS and ASP on February 24th. As I'll contact them immediately or by this afternoon, make sure that they're aware that to conduct a presentation if they're still interested in serving us, and then go from there. No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 27, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the Burnett County judge to negotiate and enter into a contract with the identified best qualified vendor on RFQ 264090-01 and to begin professional architect services for the Burnett County Facilities Master Plan not to exceed $75,000.
This one is probably equally as important.
It is. It
Do the same thing for them?
Yes, sir.
Now you've got two scored in second place, tied for score. BSW and Lopez are both the second place. So you got Park Hill at 285. So you've got three. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. How much trouble is it to bring up three of them?
Well, okay.
What's that get us into?
So hold
I
on.
mean, the one thing about Park Hill is they were, 7, 8 points higher, 7 points.
Lopez is the other one.
Okay. Can we just, I'm just going to take a 2-minute recess, please. Just.
Okay.
Did it work out?
It's the same.
It is? Okay. All right.
All the numbers good?
Yeah, just,
285 on Park Hill.
is that what you got? Thank you. We'll just be right back. Okay. I think the recess lasted about 2 minutes. I'm sorry, I forgot to save the time. Did you catch that? Okay, so we'll just say it was about 2 minutes, 11:42 when I went into it and 11:45 now, so about 3 minutes. Okay, so back in session. Sorry, Commissioner Collier, I didn't mean to cut you off. Just had a math moment, so that's all I can say. So you're saying that to go ahead and bring the two highest in there?
Well, two of them are tied.
Okay.
So we have to bring three. I don't know if that,
Just time, we can do that. EPSW, Park Hill, and Lopez.
All right. So what y'all want to, okay. Any public comment? Close public comment. I'll want to put that in the motion like the last time?
what day are we gonna, we could put it to the, where we don't have to have them back to back.
Yeah, I don't think the transportation is really pressing on us for lots of external reasons, but this one is important.
This one could go into March.
But I think we could do this in March. Okay. All right. We good on that? All right. Do I have a motion?
Motion that we interview ESW, Park Hill, and Lopez at the March 10th meeting.
Second.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded moved by Commissioner Dockery, seconded by Commissioner Collier. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Do you want me to repeat the motion to make sure we get it right? You have it, Madam Clerk? Okay. All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Call agenda item number 28, discuss, consider, take appropriate action to issue 2 separate requests for RFQs in accordance with Texas Local Government Code 2254.003 for professional engineering services related to the Senate Bill 3 outdoor warning siren projects for the following: a professional engineering firm to provide project management services in coordination with state and local governments in the amount of $50,000, and the professional engineering firm to design, develop, and receive public input on all other engineering services in the amount not to exceed $200,000. Is there any public comment on this issue? Okay, close public comment.
I just have a question.
Yes, sir.
Are these fees within?
They're 100% covered by the grant.
By the grant. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That was my question as well.
Yeah. So when we get ready to budget, so we've been given $1 million, and with an understanding that there would be $250,000 additional funds for engineering, but part of the $1 million can be used for engineering. What a lot of counties are doing is they're getting grant administration money for it. In other words, to just do the numbers. I talked to Kelly. We're good with that part of it. We have those resources. What Derek needs help is this is very convoluted and complex. If you remember, they gave us the $1 million before they even gave us the instructions of what the grants were for. And so they're catching up under it's Water Code Chapter 16, where this law was passed, gave $1 million to 30 counties in flood. And so this is just to, what Derek needs help is an engineer to figure out where, so we're going to hire engineers, but Derek doesn't have the capacity to be overseeing engineers about what all needs to be done, because we're going to have PEC, we're going to have all the river authorities involved. There's just so many moving pieces that as much as I love Derek for what he does, and he's amazing as a former veteran, but he wants some help. He wants this managed properly, and I agree. So any further discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve A and B.
Okay, Commissioner Collier, Commissioner Luther seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 29, the acknowledgement of receipts for, I'm not going to read them to you if you don't mind, in the interest of time. These are important items that people have provided, and I think the public needs to know. Guess what's going to be on the next one, pipeline, huh? All right, no need for comment or discuss, consider, take appropriate action regarding the Commissioners Court modifying regularly scheduled meetings. Any needs for that? Okay. Any calendar review? Yes, ma'am.
Claire Nybro again. At some point, are y'all going to discuss the BESS, the battery energy storage systems? Or is that on the agenda at some point?
I just got my first official notification. So up until now, there have been no official notifications.
Isn't there a BESS plant down in by the Mack Stark Dam? Has that come online yet? Because I actually saw in the Commissioners Court minutes that had been discussed back in 2023. And somebody brought that up, that one that's down there.
There is a plant being manufactured down there near Mack Stark Dam.
I didn't know that.
And I think that's ready to come online pretty soon, from what I understand. I've been looking at
You
it.
have to sign in and be able to get in.
Is that the one that, the 23 was they requested abatements, right?
They did.
And we said no.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, that's not on the agenda.
Okay.
So.
All right. All right. Motion to adjourn? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All, motion passes.